Want to play the game?
Oh, for one.
Great. Let's get started.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just playing a game on Google Assistant. I have lots of fun exploring different experiences on Google Assistant, but I love to create experiences for others even more. Building conversational actions allow you to create unique and amazing experiences for your users. The best part is that your actions can be available on so many different Assistant-enabled devices. If you want to build your own unique experience for Google Assistant, then you'll need to create an Actions project. Before you start building, let's go over what your Actions project contains. The Actions project consists of 4 major parts: project information, invocation model, conversation model, and web services and web app. First, project information defines metadata and resources for your project. Action on Google uses this to publish your actions to the Assistant directory so that users can discover and invoke them. Next is the invocation model, which is how your Actions project can be invoked through Google Assistant. Every Actions project has at least one way of being invoked, which is based on the display name of the Action project. This is called the main invocation. For example, when a user says, "Hey Google, talk to Fantasy Fate," which is the name of a fictional action, Google Assistant will find the action with that name and invoke the action through the main invocation. You can also provide a deep link invocation. So when a user says, "Hey Google, talk to Fantasy Fate about my fortune," it will invoke your action and go directly to that particular section of the conversation. You can think of deep linking invocations as different entry points to your Actions project. The last way to invoke your action is through implicit invocation. When a user says something like, "Hey Google, I want to play a game," Google Assistant uses different signals to identify an action that would best meet the user's request. And in this example, if your action is a game and meets the different signals, your action could be invoked through the implicit invocation. Now that your action is invoked, let's go over the conversation model. This is the back and forth between the user and the Actions project. Let's continue using the fictional action called Fantasy Fate to walk through the model. When a user says, "Hey Google, talk to Fantasy Fate," Google Assistant invokes Fantasy Fate action. Then Fantasy Fate's conversation model takes over. The first part of the conversation model is that the user's request is processed. The second portion of the conversation model is processing the logic of that point of the conversation and generating a prompt back to the user. You can think of the particular point of the conversation at this point as a scene. Similar to a scene in a play or a TV show, it's a place in the conversation. In this case, the action generates a greeting message with a question to the user if they want to know their fortune. Let's continue the conversation as the user and respond to the action with "yeah." The user's request of "yeah" gets processed and matched to an intent. Under the hood of this project, I have a yes intent. So when a user says "yeah," "yes," "I do," or other types of phrases indicating their intention is yes, my action's natural language understanding will process and match "yeah" with my yes intent. Matching to the yes intent moves the conversation along to the next scene, where logic is processed and a prompt is generated and sent to the user.
What do you choose to help you on your quest? A dragon, a translator, or a compass?
The user can respond with, "I want to use a translator," and the user's request is processed and matched with an intent. This time, the action will treat the user's input differently. The action can extract different parts of the user's input and use that data to influence the next response. In this case, the scene uses item type as a way to extract translator, and it generates a response for users who choose that option. Then the prompt is sent to the user. "Ah, the translator. I see. Your fortune is..." The last part is web services and apps. This part is optional, but they provide more functionality and options to build rich and immersive experiences. You build web services to handle webhook events. Let's say your action needs to make an API call or do a database query. Your action can trigger a webhook event when needed, which you can handle in a web service. Let's continue the example of Fantasy Fate. The action can further customize prompts by delegating prompt generation to a web service. Let's say that action wants to provide new daily fortunes. So when the user says, I want to use a translator. The user's request is processed and sent to the scene to build the prompt. The scene can call a webhook handler, which can then gather dynamic data to generate the prompt to be sent to the user. Lastly, you can return full-screen web apps as prompts by using Interactive Canvas. Interactive Canvas allows you to create experiences like this.
Welcome to Are You Feeling Lucky? It's 5 questions for up to 6 people. I give it a 10 out of 10. How many people are playing today?
Check out the docs for more information on how to implement Interactive Canvas. Now you're more familiar with how Actions projects work and their different components, so you can build your own unique experiences. Check out our code labs for step-by-step guides to build your first action, and of course the docs for more details. Join our dev community on Reddit, where you can chat with other Actions on Google devs and stay up to date by following us on Twitter. I'm Jessica, thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see what you build.